And how are we doing this morning?
Yes, we are okay. Well, we can't pretend we are okay.
Yeah, we can.
There's nothing to be okay about, actually. So we are just surviving.
And the reason why we are not okay is on the front pages of most of the newspapers this morning.
Yes.
Raymond, let's begin. No, anymore.
Okay, on the front page of the Herald, Adenta and Medina residents show positive defiance after another road carnage. Foriata others using state machinery to grow Data Bank and Enterprise Group, and Akufo-Addo still hiding report on New Beginnings.
Now, the Daily Statesman is reporting this morning BOG resorts to special court for banks and my appointees are under scrutiny. Akufo-Addo reaffirms commitment to fight corruption, and the Ghana Revenue Authority is banning foreign travel by its staff. Those are stories on the front page of the Daily Statesman. There's a very disturbing story about conflict erupting in somewhere in the northern region or in the northern parts of the country over stray pig.
And on the front page of the Independent, scrap height requirements for police. That's according to the CID boss. And volume of mobile money transaction crosses the 1 billion mark.
Now, the Ghanaian Times is reporting this morning, Sky train to hit Ghana to ease traffic congestion. And that's on the front page with riot in Adenta. Police manhunt suspected killers of Kumawood actor. The last one, Dagombas, Cucumbers clash over pig. One person has been reported there.
On the back page of the Daily Graphic, 15,000 Kayaye to benefit from skills training program. And on the front page is the story about the Adenta accident yesterday. Adenta burns over vehicular knockdowns. Residents protest death of WAS student. There's also the story about work starting on that footbridge next week, according to the statement that was released by the minister.
The Finder has the same report, but this time I posted this way. SHS student killed on Medina Adenta Highway, and Gridco records 31 million losses in 2017 alone, but revenue has been increased by 6.14%. There's also a story about the Bank of Ghana's warning to 6 unlicensed deposit-taking entities. And Minister of Education is insisting that training teachers will do national service.
Yes. On the front page of the Weekend today, Guzi Tano, the rebel-turned icon in NDC, and GN Bank clears the air over angry customers.
The Ghanaian Times is reporting this morning, government facilitating private sector growth. This is the president speaking, and listen, 46 bunking policemen have been interdicted. There is one also on corruption allegations against my appointees have been investigated. All of them. The president's also speaking here. And MP is to the rescue. That's Medina MP. He's been rescuing market women with soft loans. Those are the stories the Ghanaian Observer is reporting this morning.
And finally from me on the front page of the New Weekend Crusading Guide, Akufo-Addo defense appointees says so far investigations have not yielded any evidence of my appointees indulging in corruption. Government facilitating private sector growth, that's according to the president. And NDC needs new face to win election 2020. That's from Guzi Tano.
Now, the Daily Guide covers that particular insurrection yesterday. It says Demo rocks Adenta over deadly accidents, and Tema mystery deaths hit 17 residents rush for spiritual bath. There's one about a forestry officer who's been killing a police officer too, on the front page of the Daily Guide.
Before we go into the biggest story for today, let's take a listen to this. This was Komla Adom reporting from the highway.
And so the residents are fleeing at this moment from the incident spot. So 4, 5, 6, 7 policemen in the center of the road firing the guns. Evans, I hope you can hear that. They are firing just to ward off the agitated residents. The residents are now making their way away from the action. That is what is happening here, Evans. So the tires are still being bent. The water cannons are being used now to douse the flames while the police fire tear gas into the crowd. This is chaotic, Evans. You can hear the shots for yourself. Residents are running for cover literally at the moment.
So that was Komla reporting from the scene of the demonstration. This is the demonstration that sparked after the death of the first year student of West Africa Senior High School, WAS, at Adenta. She was knocked down by a vehicle whilst crossing the street after she went to register. But Enima has more on this.
Yeah, so like you said, Daniel, a taxi driver hit a student of WAS. She had gone to register to join the Gold Track system, which starts tomorrow. So she was crossing the road and then she was hit by this taxi driver. He parked to the side, he came out of the car, took a look at the body, and for some reason decided that he would try and drive off. He started to drive off, and some residents around apparently got into their cars and chased him down and crossed him. And apparently, it's been reported that he then went to the police station to report himself. So the body of this lady lay on the ground for about an hour before she was picked up, and apparently her body has been deposited at the police hospital. The crowd gathered. The people who live in the area, they blocked the two sides of the road, and this is the second time in 5 days that this has happened. They blocked the two sides of the road and they started to burn tires. They were drumming and chanting, "No more deaths, no more deaths." At some point, the police came to the scene. We know that they came with about 45 to 50 policemen to begin with. The crowd started to throw stones, and the police responded with warning shots, with tear gas, and with water cannons. In the process of firing the gunshots, we know that 2 people have been hurt. One person sustained gunshot wounds. We don't know the details of that. But there's a story also of the 14-year-old boy who's fighting for his life because he had just been picked up from school with his mom, and in the process of firing the warning shots, the bullet straight into the car grazed his mother's thigh, and apparently it has been lodged in a part of his body. This morning there seems to be some calm in the area, according to Gifty Ando Apia, who has been on the scene. Now the ministry has released a statement, and I'm just going to read that for you. It says the Interministerial Committee on Roads and Highways, Transport and Interior notes with regret the frequent incidents of road crashes and its resultant casualties on the Medina-Adenta Highway. These incidents have been occasioned by high-speeding vehicles and inadequate pedestrian crossing facilities, including footbridges. Alarmed as the general public has been on this matter, the ministries and agencies have been working in recent weeks to complete procurement processes and resume work on the bridges. The following steps have been instructed as a matter of urgency. As an immediate step, the MTTD of the Ghana Police Service has deployed men on the stretch to enforce the relevant road traffic regulations on speeding limits, jaywalking and pedestrian crossing. Traffic signal lights and street lighting are also to be fixed to improve visibility on the corridor. Work on the uncompleted bridges is expected to commence within a week. Work is to be done on an accelerated basis with multiple contractors to ensure quick completion. This is in accordance with already commenced processes prior to the unfortunate incidents that occurred on Thursday. The National Road Safety Commission is to intensify its education and sensitization programs targeting drivers and pedestrians along the corridor. We appeal to residents in and around the area to remain calm and cooperate with the ministries as steps are taken to address the safety challenges. This is signed by Kwesi Amakwata, the Honorable Minister for Roads and Highways, Kweko Forie Siama, Honorable Minister for Transport, and Ambrose Derry, the Honorable Minister for Interior.
So how are the other papers taking, what angles are they taking them from?
So the Daily Guide reports the matter, talks about a spontaneous reaction to the incident. Also, they find that rest on the charts the young lady's death, and says this also caused some turbulence along the line. You do show that Daily Graphic also had some report on how this happened. The Ghanaian Times also has its own report about what could have been done differently. And this morning, we need to bow our heads down in shame. We have failed 194 Ghanaians. We have watched them die for no reason. The innocent lives, their bloods are on our hands. We cannot pretend that we couldn't have done something different. For those whose responsibility were to prevent this, it is the worst time to ever believe that this state will protect you. If you ever thought that you were strong enough and that you had some form of a social contract with the state that was going to protect you, yesterday, the days before that time, the 194 have sent you the clearest indication, as Malik says, that you are on your own. You are not in any way a priority of anybody. It is only when your compatriots are fed up and they get to go on the streets, they get to demonstrate. Even at that time, a police team, 5 of whom could have been deployed to make sure that cars did not overspeed and lives are saved. That could not be done. But we can deploy about 50 to shoot people, to go out there, to create the impression that these are Ghanaians saying we don't want our family members to die again.
There's
and
a part of that I don't understand, Raymond. There was a point where there was no visible onslaught at the police, and they were walking in the street shooting guns. I don't understand.
The people were walking towards their homes.
They were running away.
The police was still chasing them
and shooting
they
guns.
They were so bent on making sure that they increase the death toll by all means. That regardless of what has happened, regardless of what the people have lost there, what these people who have used every legitimate means to complain, these people who have tried in every reasonable way, these people who have been told that your 193 is not enough, I'll relax and come and fix the problem later on. They've watched, they've listened, they've not done anything different. These people who just reacted to saying that the hope of a family cannot die again. These are the ones we treated like criminals yesterday. And everybody was involved ought to bow their heads in shame. We failed. We failed people. We made them believe that this is not a functioning state. And that's where the problem is. Anyway.
Let's leave off this subject for now, but we will be speaking with the family members who have to live every day with the pain of loss of these persons who were hit by cars on the highway. So you want to stay with us for that conversation. We'll also be speaking with the Minister for Roads and Highways this morning to shed more light on that statement that Enimwa read. But in the meantime, Raymond, let's go to Tema.
Yes, 2 more people died yesterday, and this is part of the regular report. In the last 3 days, 70 people have died, and the people are unable to put their finger on what really happened, even though the Ghana Health Service is insisting that these deaths have nothing or have no correlation with some spiritual basis. The people, some of them including the assembly member, believes that it is the upsurge of criminal activities related to spirituality, which is popularly called Sakawa, which is causing this incident. Now, there was a directive from a chief priest for the area who insisted that to purge yourself of this particular curse that's going around in the town, you ought to go swim like it's done by Christians in the River Jordan. You ought to go swim your sins away in the sea. And after these 2 died yesterday, we understand that a huge number of people paraded the shores of the sea seeking to protect their lives by swimming. Unfortunately, these 2 who died yesterday were part of those who had taken their bath in the sea 2 days before this particular incident happened. Now, the call from the people in the area is that they want the issues investigated properly. So it just starts like we can't find Daniel. He's not come out today. We cannot know what happened to him. Then when we try looking for him later on in this room, we find Daniel's lifeless body there. Or any other person or family members get to find their lifeless body in the room or elsewhere. Some of these bodies. And in the 17 that I've reported so far, only 1 was stabbed. The rest, there are no visible wounds on them. There is no sign that they were strangled in any way. And that's the worry of the people in the area. And now, Eric Ojochumasi is the assemblyman. His other claim is that because all of this is happening, they need to step up their spiritual prayers from the various churches and the people of religious stature in the area so that they can be saved. So Temani Town is where all these incidents in the last 3 days have happened. 17 people dying of what the people consider mysterious. The Ghana Health Service people are telling us that there's nothing mysterious about it, even though they are proceeding with other investigations to get to the bottom of the matter.
Right. Thank you, Raymond. Enimwa, take us to that story that we began with yesterday.
Okay, Daniel. So another story that I wish I didn't have to do. This is a story of a 7-year-old girl in Tamale that has been defiled by a 21-year-old teacher. So the newspaper is reporting that he held her upside down and abused her, or he held her upside down. He had sex with her, both anally and vaginally, and then she went home and she complained that she wasn't feeling well. Her mother took her to the hospital, and it was confirmed that she has been abused, both vaginally and anally. The man who did this is in he's at the police station. He's been arrested. He's been charged with defilement, and we know that defilement has a minimum sentence of 7 years and a maximum sentence of 25 years. So he's been charged with defilement, and the little girl is still in the hospital recovering from that.
Raymond, let's speak about the SkyTrain, shall we?
Yes, the understanding we have is that government is in the throes of securing an agreement which will bring us some sky trains to ease traffic, especially in Accra. We've been told consistently of the negative impact of traffic on our roads and how people struggle, the health implications of this, the psychological implications of having to stay in traffic, missing deadlines, missing having to go to work, carrying your kids early in the morning and putting them in the car and going with them to work and all of that. But this is all going to soon be a thing of the past. The Railway Ministry, which has been stepping up activities on making sure they revamp railways across the country. For example, you do know that some contract was signed before, somewhere around 2016, for the Tema to Akosombo railway system, which is supposed to extend up to the north of the country, is to be revamped. That particular system is ongoing, but government is flirting with the wonderful idea of having to push the trains in the sky, the very nice ones, that would make sure, for example, if you leave at Pokwase, you can get to Pokwase in less than 15 minutes. If you go by train, if you do not have to join the traffic, if you leave at Adenta, you can avoid that particular death trap, which your people are not fixing in any time soon, by going by the speed, how do you call it, the sky train in this particular case. So that's the good news. We hope this gets done. We hope it doesn't become one of the many promises that falls along the line and we come back with a claim that we couldn't raise enough money to fix this problem. This is an innovation that we are too late to bring about, but, well, it doesn't sound like if we don't do this, we will not fix the problem.
Thank you, Raymond. Thanks, guys, for bringing us the details of the stories in the newspapers. I just want us to take a moment to do this.
Fill up this space. My world needs you right.
And there are lots of reasons to be down and to be sad, but have a good morning, have a super day, have one of those days where you know someone is standing by you. We are going to be with you for most of the day today, till at least 10 a.m. here on the show. We're going to bring you some of the stories making headlines online now, and the online news review is brought to you by Zenith Bank. In your best interest, Goyle Good Energy. Download the Safe Doctor app now from Google Play. Safe Doctor, the future of better medical care. Now, from now to January 2019, anytime you buy Goyle fuel, 80 cedis and above, collect a scratch card, dial *161 *4645 hash. Follow the steps. You'll receive an instant message for your reward. You'll get rewards like free fuel, airtime, lunch for 2, driver's vest, and many more. So buy more, text more to accrue more points, because additionally, there will be loyalty rewards every month. When you accrue the highest points, you receive a Goyle Go card loaded up to 1,000 Ghana cedis fuel or free lubricant plus free servicing and hotel accommodation for you. So go drive to any Goyle station, buy more, and get your rewards instantly. Goyle, Efie Nifie, promo runs till January 2019. Terms and conditions apply. Now is the time to own a Zenith MasterCard. So apply for the Zenith MasterCard debit or prepaid card and enjoy 2 great benefits: a no issuance fee and a chance to receive a gift of the CD equivalent of $50 on your Zenith MasterCard. So don't be left out. Sign up for your Zenith MasterCard debit or prepaid card today. Offer is available to account and non-account holders. Terms and conditions apply. Zenith Bank, in your best interest. Nigeria Online says government to start work on deadly Madina-Adenta highway footbridges after deaths and demonstration. It also says mother-son hit by stray bullets in Adenta highway range. 6 WAS students knocked down this year, says the headmaster of WAS in Adenta in relation to the Adenta highway protest. NDC used 1 oil field to do more. NPP using 3 to do less. Former Finance Minister Seth Tekpe speaking there on PM Express with Evans Mensah. We're going to take these important messages and then we'll take the BBC News at 7.